Oh, shit. I think we're live. I don't know if we are or not.
On air on this side.
Yeah, it says on air on this side too.
Super professional podcast.
Super. The most professional.
Welcome to the Guns for Everyone podcast. I'm your co-host, Isaac Chasse.
And I am Edgar Antillon.
You're supposed to say Edgar Antillon.
Antillon.
If I say Chasse,
Antillon.
you're supposed to say Antillon.
Antillon.
Here we are, February 19th, 2026. We have never done that before. I don't think we've ever announced the date.
The date.
Yeah. All right, let's get this chat fired up. If you are joining us, podcast is much more interesting when you send us messages, chit chat, talk shit. All right, we got we got one already.
One already, dude.
Ah,
One already.
all right.
So one thing that before we like fully get started is and I just remembered today because I was having a conversation with um what's his face, one of the FLP humans,
Okay.
or they used to work for FLP. And hopefully if you're on Instagram, hopefully it's coming through okay. That was kind of the only one where I don't know if it was actually doing shit or not. Um, I'm trying to get Instagram over there just because we are going to talk about this particular subject, but it was the grandfather clause here in the state of Colorado. The grandfather clause here in the state of Colorado
For magazines.
for magazines. So a while back, you had sent me a text, and you had mentioned that you weren't quite sure if what I had said was correct about that. Um, Now, my understanding is that we're in the state of Colorado. We are in fact losing the grandfather clause for magazines here in the state of Colorado, and I think you had some information. Now, I know I didn't warn you, so you may or may not be prepared for that. But I know on my end, I'm for sure prepared to talk
Yeah.
about.
Well, my reading of House Bill 25003 included that the possession of a 15 round or greater than 15 round magazine would be a misdemeanor. And it rewrote the law that formerly said that if that magazine was procured prior to July 1st, 2013, um, it, it wasn't a misdemeanor. So my understanding is that it rewrote that law to change it to just possession.
All right, so I'm gonna put it up here.
Okay, good. I was trying to do that, and I was
I'm gonna put it up here.
retarded.
Super easy for you to do, to look that way. I don't know how it's going to pop up over. Oh, okay. On the Instagrams, I don't think you can read it on the Instagram, but Section 8 of SB25 003 in Colorado Revised Statute 18-12-302, amend 1A as follows: large capacity magazines prohibited. Exceptions 1A, except otherwise provided in the section, and the section that is X'd out, and this is why we're losing the grandfather clause. It is crossed out.
Mhm.
It no longer says on and after July 1st, 2013. It strikes that out. So
Mhm.
starting August 1st, it's only going to read, except otherwise provided in the section, a person who sells, transfers, or possesses large capacity magazine commits a class 1 misdemeanor. So there is no.
And the exceptions are law enforcement, pretty much, right? Or FFL.
Yeah. Those would be the only ones. I mean, fuck it, let's do it right now. The LexisNexis.com/hot topic/Colorado. It kind of takes a while, so I wanted to have this conversation before we talked about whatever the fuck it is we're going to talk about, just because The date is approaching, and I know I'm for sure talking about it in class and kind of telling students, do what you want. I'm not a cop, and I may or may not be doing some shit myself. 302. Yes, boom. Oh, it didn't accept it. I'm a robot. I'm a robot.
A robot wouldn't have made that mistake.
um, a person who may possess a large capacity magazine if he or she, and this is the part where it wasn't, and this is what you were talking about,
Mm-hmm.
owns a large capacity magazine on July 1st, 23rd. That's what you were talking about, right?
Yeah.
Because the one that gets stricken out is, oh, come on, is in the definitions, if I'm not mistaken. Well, which one was amended in 1812 102? 1812, no.
One.
12 302.
Oh, part 3.
1A. 1A. That's the one we're looking for. 302 1A. Get your shit together. 1A, except as otherwise provided in the section, a person who sells, transfers, possesses a large capacity magazine. So B was repealed. So, oh shit, they already took it away. Any person who violates, commits class 6 felony, they reduced that.
So
Yeah, this
part
is confusing.
2A.
And well, it's 18 12 302 1A. And then you go to 1A, 18 12 302 1A.
Huh.
It's not there anymore.
There.
So they already did it before August 1st?
Yeah, but part 2A says a person may possess a large capacity magazine
If
if he or she owned the magazine prior
before
to
July 1st. No, well, not prior, but it says
Yeah,
on July
yeah.
1st, 2013. And maintains continuous possession of a large capacity magazine if a person is alleged to have violated. All right.
Did they just reorganize it then?
I have no fucking clue because this looks like they updated it before the
Mm-hmm.
law goes into effect,
Mm-hmm.
which is weird, which is super duper weird.
So it looks like it's saying that
If you already had them before July 1st,
yeah, it's not removing the grandfather.
it's not removing grid. So on this is the PDF that they submitted and was signed, and this is what I was reading. What's that?
The PDF file.
The PDF? Yeah.
Yeah, you know
Oh, the PDF.
the modern. Yeah,
Oh, the PDF
I was
file.
late. I was late to that one. I learned that like in the last few months. So
The PDF file. So being redundant.
no. PDF file is internet code for saying
Oh,
words that would be
pedophile.
struck from a live stream,
Got it. Got it.
and it's
Cool.
redundant. Yeah.
I get it. I missed
All
it.
right. So while we're on the topic, why don't we just spend a few minutes talking about the instructor meeting that the CPW held?
Which by the way, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be happening again here in a little bit. The live portion of it
When you say here in a little bit, you mean tonight or you mean
tonight.
oh, what time?
Yeah, it's my understanding that CPW has something going on tonight. If I'm not mistaken, specified.
While
So
he's
public
looking it up,
hearing,
CPW has been put in charge of
8
administering
p.m. You want to go?
8 p.m.
Yeah.
No,
Denver Firearms Instructor Stakeholder Meeting.
I do want to go, but
You wouldn't make it.
yeah, I wouldn't make it.
Yeah, it's at 8 p.m.
Yeah, so CPW is in charge of administering a big part of the licensing scheme to purchase what do they call them? SSCs, SSAs,
SSFs.
SSFs, se- uh, something semi-automatic firearms or something like that.
Uh,
Basically, any kind of gun you'd want to buy.
Specified semi-automatic firearms.
Specified semi-automatic firearm. And if you're not familiar, that's what SB003 is addressing is a licensing scheme to purchase AR-15s, AK-47s, certain types of shotguns, et cetera, et cetera. Um, I'm not going to talk about exactly where I work, but I will say I work in um, front end web development, and the amount of trust me, bro, going on in that previous meeting was astonishing, especially when it came to private information, and the protection of private information. So, uh, no description of the actual type of security measures being taken other than just saying encrypted, which like WhatsApp is encrypted. That doesn't mean shit. So um,
Signal is encrypted. Doesn't mean
signals
shit.
signals end to end encrypted, but there are still major security holes uh,
Huge.
in an end to end encrypted system. And there was, like there's no transparency on that end to end encryption. And we're talking about gun owners putting themselves into a database. Security is important, or it should be important. Um, so I didn't listen to the whole thing. I did hear that part. I did hear the we don't have enough time to do a good job, so we're just going to do the best job we can in the time that we have. Which
Yeah.
that's not their fault, but that's not a good sign at all.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
um, and
A
the
lot of it was definitely concerning. For me, the biggest concern was the continued garbage of instruct or sheriffs can violate the law,
mm-hmm,
and there was a lot of emphasis on, well, the sheriffs can do whatever they want
mm-hmm.
instead of
And references to the fact that that's the mindset about the implementation of the instructor verification for the current social or current uh, instructor verification for concealed carry.
correct.
So it's kind of like in a circular logic around that. Um, and yeah, it's that was astonishing. Another thing that made me laugh, but also reinforced a core principle about how this stuff gets implemented. Josh Yates, I think his name is,
Mhm.
instructor in Colorado Springs. If I'm thinking about the same Josh, I think it is the same Josh. He asked, "What's our incentive for participating?"
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
the answer from CPW was, "Well, don't you want to make some money?"
Well, this is which was hilarious, by the way. That shit was bonkers. Kind of speaks to the motivation that for me the sad thing is the NRA type of humans, and I have to be careful on how I say that now because the NRA seems like it's moving in the correct direction. S- Still has a lot of shit to work out, but after the divorce from Wayne, it definitely seems like it's on.
Yeah, it's going to the gym. It's
Yeah, yeah,
changing its diet.
it's counting calories. It's for sure. Yeah, yeah, 100%. So I have to be careful on how I say that, but it does seem like the lowest common denominator instructor, which 9 out of 10 of them are NRA certified instructors. I say this kind of with hurt feelings, but it's also USCCA instructors as well. It's the lowest common denominators. It's the ones that want to do the least amount of work. Just give me a certification. I know what I'm doing. It seems like these people have, and I'm grossly generalizing. So understand that. Grossly generalizing. I get that. These humans are okay with not having integrity and selling you your rights back, participating in this, which makes it tough to fight the government when you have a fuck ton of instructors who are like, yeah, well, I'm just going to make more money. I'm going to put this on my curriculum. One big thing that was on my text when I was speaking to Josh, um, he said, "Hey, the new law doesn't allow CPW to create the curriculum. they kind of just make sure that you are following the curriculum. And I looked over it, and there really isn't anything in the law that says CPW must create the curriculum. I haven't read the whole thing just yet. I have to admit, but in skimming through it, if you read it, there's really nothing on there that does allow CPW to say this is the curriculum, only create the infrastructure where everybody plugs in, this was completed, that type of stuff. But it seems like CPW is going to create the curriculum and is going to tell us how to, well, those who participate, how to do it.
Yeah, train the trainer, um, as it was called in the meeting. Um, which I mean, if you think about how many errors there are in the logic alone, plus following the letter of the law, you could see where the potential for catastrophe is starting to form for this
Yeah.
stuff. In addition to your point about, instructors participating in this. I mean, you know, what um, what would have been interesting is if there was just a flat out revolt in that meeting of instructors who, I know, I know in the meeting they were like, "Hey, listen, we didn't pass this law. We're just part of a cog in a wheel," which is exactly what the Nazis said. Uh, Sorry, I've been on Reddit. Um, it's like, don't blame us. We're just one piece of the machine.
We're just doing our job.
And what if the instructors just said, yeah, fuck that, like, but no, they're like, so can you tell me when the next training session is going to be available so I can be the first in line to participate in this, um, and learn your curriculum, your bullshit curriculum, so I can sell more classes. Uh, yeah.
And that shit's heartbreaking for me. And this is I'm getting to a point where I'm losing motivation to want to fight the system, because every time you and I want to fight the system, we encounter this. Other instructors are like, "Well, no, 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 not my sheriff."
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, 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 not my government. You just don't get it. It's like, no, like it's we're trying to fight this bullshit stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and about 80% of instructors are like, no, this is super awesome. Like, it makes me more money.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me more money, and my law enforcement person would never do that.
Mm-hmm.
My law enforcement person is actually pretty awesome, and they might be right. Like, uh, there was a long time ago, and it kind of stuck with me when you were actually the one that introduced me to this idea. Like, every murderer gets called a nice person. Everybody says, "Well, they were a nice person." Not to say that every sheriff is a fucking murderer, but it's this idea of these these humans put their local authority way the fuck up here, and disregard our rights, disregard our freedoms, because you just don't get it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I go to this. I teach at this men's retreat every year, and the guy who invites me up there to teach is uh, excellent human being, and he gives me a room or gives me a place to teach, and I teach for free. I mean, we teach for free anyway, but like he's always trying to give me money to do it, and I'm like, no, this is kind of like my charity for the year is to
yeah.
go up and participate in this. Um, but it's a bunch of old fat white guys, and I use that term. We don't use that term as much as we used to, but but it's they're fuds. They're people
Yeah.
who think that they're plugged into the gun community and they think they have it figured out. And every single conversation I have eventually gets to the point where, well, our sheriff in El Paso County is looking out for us. And then when I give them contrary information and I talk about things like how getting a concealed carry permit in Denver is faster than in El Paso County,
Correct.
they don't believe me. And I'll give them some facts, and they're just like, that can't be true. They there's no way that could be true. And I'm like, dude, I do this all the time. You know, you asked me, like you came to me and asked me, and I'm telling you, and they're like, nah, that can't be right.
That's not true.
That's not true.
There's no way that's true.
Yeah.
And that's sad. That kind of ties into part of what I wanted to talk to. I don't know what of the 10 topics you chose, but that is one of the ones that I wanted to have a conversation about. But anyways,
Well, let's just round out the CPW conversation. More to come on this.
yeah.
And if you're not aware, I made my decision. I think Edgar's made his decision that I'm not going to participate in this program. I'm not going to offer the training. I'm not going to. I do really want to go to the train the trainer so I can talk shit from a first person point of view about how horrible the curriculum is. I believe the words lowest common denominator were explicitly stated in that
Yep.
meeting
Yep.
when it came to the training. And so I do plan to try to make it to one of the train the trainer seminars or whatever classes, but I'm not going to participate. I'm not going to turn people's names into the government in order to get them the training. And yeah, not going to do it. So
It's it's a pretty listen, it's you and I have never been of the mind that money is number one. It's important to us. Like
mhm,
it matters. It, largely what I bitched about the tail end of fucking 2025. Um, so it's not that it's not important, but I think integrity is important.
mhm.
It's tough.
I feel
There,
like even participating in the new concealed carry training
yeah.
requirement pushed me
Oh
outside
yeah,
my line
for sure,
of integrity.
for sure,
It
for
bothers
sure. 100%. I'm there with you. And honestly, the only thing that keeps me sane in all of that is I still think of the humans who are kind of forced into the gun ownership.
me. Hmm.
I'm not worried about your standard gun person. I've said this plenty of times. I'm not worried about your gun enthusiast. I'm not worried about it because they'll figure it out. I'm worried about the fucking 30-year-old fucking chick that is being stalked and was almost raped and she feels forced into concealed carry. Couldn't give two fucks about politics, couldn't give two fucks about and I meet a new business owner. I had an older couple. They were fucking old. They were old. I'd say 70s, um, 80s, some shit like that. Right around the corner from death's door, and they own a business. And the reason they carry is just because in that business they get robbed a lot.
Hmm.
I don't know why they don't fucking close it down if they get robbed a lot, but that's why they carry. They couldn't give two fucks about any politics. All they
Yeah.
care about is I just want to not die.
Yeah.
That's honestly the number one thing that keeps me doing the new training requirements in the state of Colorado is that like other than that it fucking kills me every single time I do a concealed carry class. It
Yeah. The psychological load is mounting. I'll tell you that one of the main reasons why I do it is it's an opportunity to share some
yeah,
of that defensive shooting
correct.
stuff
Yeah,
with people, which I think is, look, if we're going to have people walking around with guns and people who are going to possibly have to use those guns, I truly do believe in the curriculum that we teach,
correct.
and it's an opportunity for them to get exposed to what I think is the best information out there when it comes
Yeah.
to that. So, but
Yeah.
I was listening to one of those free MIT courses on YouTube.
Mhm.
It was talking about learning and especially outside of babies who are big. Babies are like the biggest learners,
Yeah.
but just generally speaking, there's all these learning models and the the cognitive load model and the um, situation based model and all that, and none of that matters if the person is not motivated to learn.
Correct.
And that is something that I see in every class. People are only there, a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say most people, but a lot of people are only there because they have to be there.
Well, I've been seeing this more and more in every single class is when we do actual defensive classes, not that we're not implementing defensive material into the concealed carry classes, because we try and merge the intuitive defensive shooting principles into our concealed carry classes. And the shooting is basically the first 4 hours of the IDS. That's essentially what we end up teaching is the first 4 hours of IDS. But I do see these humans more afraid, not like in a terrified, but they're afraid to not pass.
Mm-hmm.
So their mindset isn't in I'm here to learn and get better, become a more efficient shooter. Their brain is like, tell me what I need to know to
Yeah,
pass the test.
it's great. It's a great learning environment, fear based.
Fear based. Tell me the information I need to know to pass the test. Yeah, like it's that, and it's not a very good conducive learning environment in any
Yeah,
way, shape, or form. It's not something that I fully enjoy.
yeah, and there are humans that are there definitely to learn, and my goal in the time that we spend together is to convert the people who are not there to learn into people who are now there to learn.
Yeah,
But it's demoralizing to
yeah,
know that that's something that you're up against,
yeah.
um, and especially when things aren't going well in a class. You're fighting with the weather, or there's things going on in the class that are disruptive to some degree, and some of those things that are disruptive actually are maybe a positive in the long run, but only
Correct,
for the people who want to be there.
correct.
So there's all kinds of things that are going on in my head that have like nobody in the class would know that I'm thinking about all this stuff before, during, and after the class. So
Yeah, it's been weird. I'll say this again. It's probably going to piss off a ton of humans, but we have to continue saying this. If you're an instructor, respectfully, as respectful as I can say it at this point, until we see each other face to face. If you are an instructor that participates in the resale of people's rights, if you're profiting off of that, I don't know. There's an integrity issue there. There's I think it's something you need to start to reevaluate. Is this idea of you feeling okay with capitalizing? And again, I mentioned this in the Rally for Our Rights post. Somebody had posted like, "Hey, how about every instructor?" Somebody I can't remember who it was. Somebody said, "How about every instructor just doesn't participate in this? What do you think will happen?" And my comment was like, "This is the way," but unfortunately, too many instructors are getting capitalized on the resale. And somebody replied, and I get it. It's not capitalism's fault, and it's not capitalism's fault. I think you and I had a podcast about this. It's greed's fault.
mhm.
It's humans are not understanding their greed is getting in the way of us being able to protect our freedoms. Because for them, making money is more important than you're no different than Nancy Pelosi. You're no different
Except my
than
titties are smaller.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kidding.
And you're not a native, and you're not a native. Uh, oh no, that was the other one, right? That wasn't Pelosi. That was Warren.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah, Pocahontas.
Pocahontas. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for sure. So
yeah.
it's
This is a side note, but since it came up, I've been wanting to explore this a little bit, not very much, just a little bit. I'm
yeah,
starting to think of capitalism differently than I used to.
yeah.
Capitalism being, I'll take whatever I can get, as opposed to free market.
Free market. Yeah, for sure.
Because this situation of for mandated training and instructors, taking advantage of mandated training to make money wouldn't exist in a free market
Correct.
because there wouldn't be a requirement.
There wouldn't be a requirement.
But
Yeah,
capitalism is like whatever this is, whatever's going on, I'm just going to take what I can get.
correct.
which in general that's human behavior. So in some ways, I think capitalism conforms to human behavior, but at the same time, it doesn't mean capitalism good. You know, capitalism is like, yeah, whatever the law is, like, just I want to be the winner.
Yeah, for sure. It's more opportunistic. I always have to say that shit slowly. Opportunistic, for
Me trying to say vaquero.
like it, which is not a positive thing. It's not. You're a fucking scavenger. You're scavenging for your vulture, your culture vulture. Yeah, that's very interesting. I am more of a free market human than I am any of the other stuff. It's a real free market. You're 100% correct. I don't know why I want to complicate what you already said. Would not.
And that's not my idea. I just came to that realization. So
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
for
be like,
sure.
oh, I thought of this. Like I didn't.
No,
All my ideas are stolen. So
it's something that has been. I never thought about them of two separate things, and they are two separate things. 100%, they are two separate things. Is Yeah. Speaking of economic um, models, I posed a question because I'm going to be speaking on a panel come Tuesday. It's some PhDs and PhD candidates, and they want me there to kind of just learn. It's going to be myself, Jackie from Bristlecone, and Kirsten. Kirsten, we're going to be speaking on this panel. So I posed the question because one of the questions that get asked a lot is, what do you want them to know about gun owners? And I posed that question and I said, I don't want politics. And of course, a lot of them was politics. It's like, we're not murderers. Or like, they collect the data. I think they know that.
mhm.
But one of them DM me, and in the DM he says, you should tell them that without guns, there's no higher education. I was like, well, you need to expand on this. Like, what do you mean? Because there's plenty of fucking countries who have banned guns and they have higher education, and then pretty well regarded. I mean, the UK doesn't have a Second Amendment, and we may not agree with their colleges or universities, but I think Oxford is pretty well solidified
Mhm.
in the world of academia. So I asked for more
Oldest in the
clarification.
world too.
What's that?
It's one of the oldest continuing operating
Is
universities in the world.
one of, or isn't it the oldest?
Maybe it is the oldest. Yeah.
Because it predates the fucking Meshikas and like all of that shit. Like it's fucking crazy that
Yay,
um
white people.
it's crazy to think. So anyways, I had told them, you need to clarify this a little bit more, because if I say without guns there's no higher education, there's been education way before guns were ever a thing. Like the Greeks had it, the fucking Romans had it, like way before firearms were a thing. There's been education, higher ed. And his comment to me was like, I didn't know you were a communist. Uh, oh shit, we lost. Oh, is he still there?
I'm. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're here. You
You
left
never
and
dropped, but I guess I did. So
you
okay.
did. It's so weird. But yeah, that was his day. I didn't know you were a communist.
Yeah.
Like I don't the fuck.
Which is the carbon copy or what the chiral copy. Chiral is same but opposite
Uh huh.
as if you don't vote for Kamala Harris, you're
You're
a
a Nazi.
Nazi. Yeah.
You're a Nazi. Yeah, you're a Nazi.
If you're not a communist, you're a Nazi.
That's the pro guns argument, equivalent to you're a Nazi. Uh,
Exactly. Yeah.
you're a commie, because
Yeah.
that's what Ava was labeled, right? You're not a commie because she didn't show up
Not
to.
I don't think she was labeled as a commie. She was labeled, I think, as a commie lover.
Oh, commie lover.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So
Which wouldn't that kind of make her a commie?
no, I think there's some kind of initiation ceremony that you have to go through in order to become a
So
commie.
silly, so
Yeah.
fucking silly.
So
Oh, because she didn't show up to one committee hearing.
no, it wasn't even that. It was like she was just. I mean, that's what they made it sound like. But it was so much more subtle than that, and really she was just the wrong candidate according to RMGO. They wanted somebody else, so better post a picture of her next to Gavin Newsom, who she has never in her life met, but somehow,
They're the same.
they're the same.
They're the
So,
same.
yeah,
So crazy.
we I think we're on a path here that we can't get off of. And so, like, the only thing to do is enjoy your adult beverages and try not to let it bother you, because like,
Yeah.
when you have organizations that are supposed to be helping us just tearing each other down like that, like while we're losing, by the way, I just
Getting our asses kicked.
yeah.
Kicked. Like
You ever
we're
did you played something when you were young, right? Like you played soccer.
So I trained with he used to be one of the trainers for Butterbean.
Okay.
So I trained boxing for quite some time. He lived in the neighborhood, and he was just one of the trainers. He wasn't the main trainer, but
He wasn't Customato. He
yeah,
wasn't Butterbean's Customato.
no, he wasn't. He was kind of just he helped condition them in well, what
Okay,
if you
so
can call
you did a
but
little
boxing soccer.
okay. Did you play on a team when you played soccer?
Soccer, I played on a team, and then I had a very bullshit conditional contract with Chivas USA when this was towards the tail end of them becoming defunct.
Okay.
Um,
So have you ever had the experience on a team of getting your ass kicked and watching your team destroy itself on the bench?
oh, it happens all the time, dude.
Yeah.
I never experienced it because I was on the good teams. Um,
I
but
saw it from the other side of
I
the
saw.
field.
There was plenty of times where like we would fight each other for sure, but it was not because we were getting our asses beat. It was just raw
Testosterone.
competitiveness. Yeah, testosterone, just dudes
3
being dudes.
testicles, like
Yeah, for sure. But there was one time we beat a team 11-1, and that was probably one of the closest times where because I played on several teams, but this is the closest the white people team. I was on a white person's team. Came to blows. The Mexican team, every fucking weekend was we almost fought for no fucking reason. Um, there was one time the fucking cops came because some dude pulled out a gun at the Mexican fucking soccer matches. Like, God damn it. So that's when I made the decision. I think I need to play with white people because this shit it's not that fucking serious. I love being Mexican until shit like that happens. Like, God damn it, like son of a bitch, man.
well, I love being white until we start, barbecuing and stuff.
Yeah, and then
And you're
well,
like, man, why do we even do this? Like, we should
why
go to a
why
restaurant.
try? But yeah, I have seen it, like, and you see it in professional sports too. They start losing and they start fucking eating each other and fighting
Yeah,
each other,
yeah.
um, and
And
that's
like I'm not like it's a human psychological response. It's not unusual. It's like a very common thing. But at the same time, have you ever seen a team turn around and win a game after calling each other communists and like doing it? Like,
correct. Well, and here's the thing. It'd be different, and again, I have to be careful on how I say this. Um, but RMGO is not doing anything.
yeah, they're not
The CSSA,
racking up the wins at the moment.
Colorado State Shooters Association, isn't doing anything. It's not stopping anything. All they're doing is posting up when the hearings are at, which we appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
It helps us stay informed. But for lobby groups, they're really not doing that. We have 0 wins.
Mm-hmm.
0 fucking wins. None whatsoever. Somebody brought this to my attention, and we always have to make it clear. He's like, well, you're an organization. Like because I posted like RMGO, CSSA respectfully are not going to stop this without your help. Like it's you that stops this, not these organizations.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody's like, well, they organize. I was like, I don't know what. Like I don't know what they organize. And they said that we have the Rolodex of contacts, but people come to us for training, not for political stuff.
Right.
So whether you like it or not, the people that are on our mailing list are not necessarily politically active. It's a completely different demographic of the lobby groups. Like if you sign up for an email list for RMGO, you know what you're signing up for. I want political information from RMGO. If you sign up for a class with Guns for Everyone, you kind of don't want politics. You just want training information.
Yeah.
And it is two completely different worlds.
Yeah.
It's not the same. So that's kind of our thing is we try and let people know as much as we can, but we also have to understand we are not a lobby group. We're not a lobby group.
Yeah.
Our current lobby groups here are not doing anything awesome to stop it.
Yeah. I mean, like, part of me feels like, well, yeah, you could always do more, get off everybody else's case, you know, but at the same time, um, I devote almost all of my free time to GFE, you know, weekends and all the administrative stuff, answering all the fucking voicemails, asking, do we do renewal courses? Um,
You see how that didn't stop?
it sped up. It got worse. It got worse. Yeah. So I mean, like, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I just feel like people are always looking to somebody else to solve their problem, and
Yeah.
you have just as much power as I do, and if you took that seriously, and if 1% of the Colorado gun owners took that seriously, we'd be making a much bigger difference at this point.
Yeah.
And
What?
really, I feel like 2026, and I hate to say this, like this makes me sad, depressed, whatever. But I feel like 2026 we turned some kind of a corner where we just all are like ineffective,
Yeah.
and we're not helping it, like we're not making any difference at this point. And maybe it's because of SB003 passing, and you know that was probably the biggest turnout we've ever had at the Capitol for a bill. Was
No, the magazine was bigger.
was it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the magazine was significantly greater
Okay.
turnouts.
So, you know, we couldn't. It was a big turnout as far as turnouts go, but it wasn't very big,
No.
and it wasn't effective.
Nope.
And so after watching that go on, I'm like, yeah, well, we just don't care. We just don't care anymore in this state. We're all resigned to the fact that this is going to continue. We're all hoping for something that's out of our own reach. Like, oh, I hope the courts overturn this. I hope this goes to the Supreme Court. I hope the Supreme Court, you know, that's all I hear. Supreme Court. Well, what about Bruen and blah blah? I'm like, dude, it's so remote and it's so ineffective. Bruen didn't help Colorado at all.
No, not doing a little bit, especially since nobody wants to use Bruen. Because part of being able to use Bruen means that you have to take a case to put it up against Bruen.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just saying in a committee, well, Bruen. It's not just saying on the internet, well, Bruen. It's getting charged or starting the legal process. The problem with starting the legal process, this is where we're at right now. We still have not found plaintiffs. And part of it, I'm kind of disappointed that Brian hasn't been as tough as I wanted him to be with this stuff. But also, how the fuck do you want me to be tough if there's no fucking plaintiffs?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to sign up for the lawsuit. Everybody just wants to not do anything. So, Brian, you and I talked to him a couple years ago on this when we started this whole thing, and he said, well, I think this is a good fight for Bruen because of the historical context. Is like historically, there's never been this much requirement to get your permit.
Yeah.
So I think we do have a case. It's an uphill battle, but I think we do have a case, but we need plaintiffs. And guess how many people want to sign up for it? Zero. What people want is, nah, I just want the easiest path. I just
Yeah.
want to get my permit. I don't want to fight. Just make it super duper easy for me. And that's the fucking problem. So yeah, you can say Bruen all fucking day long, but you kind of have to participate in the legal process to get Bruen. Like it is not going to happen all by itself just because you screamed fucking Bruen
Yeah.
at a committee hearing.
Yeah.
And also relying on lobby groups, at least at a state level here in the state of Colorado. I'm more familiar with state level stuff than federal stuff because I have seen lobby groups at a large level. Like I have seen victories from Gun Owners of America. I've seen victories from FPC. I hate to say, but I've seen victories from the NRA. Again, NRA is getting better. I have at a federal level, but at a state level, your lobby groups quite literally do the same thing that any other normal human being does, and that's sign up for committees and testify at committees.
Mm-hmm.
At a state level, a lobbyist doesn't really do anything more than just let me look at the bills, let me talk to legislators. Like you can do that shit. Like we don't need a lobbyist to talk to legislators and show up to fucking committee hearing. Like all it requires, especially now in 2026, is you to fucking plug in a system in your browser that alerts you when these bills get introduced. Like it's pretty fucking simple. It's on the fucking website. It's on their website. Like it's pretty simple. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I mean, we're at the point right now where in the classes, people are asking about the new law. One person will say, "Hey, what's going on with SB 003?" And I start talking about it, and nobody in the class knows what I'm talking about. And like this law is going into effect this summer, and will fundamentally change firearm purchasing in Colorado,
yeah,
and they have no idea. So
yeah.
that's what we're dealing with. Like nobody's even paying attention. So it's ridiculous. And I had this is another thing I think that has affected my negative outlook is I had this hope that the Democratic gun owners would kind of see the light on their power to protect the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
And when all the ICE stuff happened, all the the shootings and everything, there's this moment of like, oh shit, we got to get some guns, we got to buy guns, to fight the fascists, and we got to protect our communities and everything. All right, cool. And then people are like, hey, by the way, do you know that you're gonna have to get a license to buy a gun in Colorado in August? What? Oh, that sucks. Yeah, we should try to get this repealed. Yeah, well, that maybe. It's like, okay, well, if we're really on our own here, then like it's done. We're not going to change anything.
The only grace I give to the Democratic gun owners, it is a small one. Like at some point, I'm gonna be like, well, you've been dealing with this shit forever. Like fucking nut up or shut up. Like it's. So at this point, because a lot of them are still relatively new to this process, it's not new that Democrats own guns. It's not new, but it is new in our time.
Mm-hmm.
It is new in our context. The only grace
Also, yeah. Also, the idea of them holding their own party accountable is new.
yeah,
The idea that okay, yeah, you could still support the party, but you can let your legislators know that their seat is not safe.
correct,
That person's seat is not safe for that person if they step over this line.
correct.
No, well, wait, what? Like, no, I'm not going to participate in a recall. I don't want to get a Republican elected. Like, no, you don't have to worry about it. It's a safe seat. But let
Not for
that
that person.
legislator know
Yeah,
that their seat is not safe.
correct,
That's a kind of a novel idea in politics,
correct.
especially at a time where people are so polarized by like fear about what would happen if the other party got into power in that
Yeah.
seat, So
So the only grace I give them is the fact that as soon as a Republican finds out that the gun owner is a Democrat, immediately it's the you fucking commie and you fucking this and you fucking that
yeah, they give no quarter.
and you fuck it. It's like I still own guns. Like
Yeah.
how about instead of or immediately wanted to talk about like, well, but abortion and well, immigration and well,
Yeah.
like that's how about we just agree on this one thing
Mm-hmm.
and then let's figure out how the fuck we're gonna fight the people that don't agree on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll figure out the rest
Yeah.
some other time.
Something's got to happen soon, because if it doesn't, we're going to continue to see what has happened this legislative session in the United States, where after SB003 passed, Virginia and New Mexico and Vermont.
Virginia's is fucking gross, dude.
Dude, Vermont is a straight up, as soon as the law goes into effect,
Yeah.
your AR is banned and it is a criminal offense to possess it.
Oh, I didn't know that one. I know the Virginia one is pretty fucking rough.
Yeah. Vermont is like cranked up to 11.
That's crazy.
Um,
It's gonna make us look like we're fucking pro gun.
yeah. I mean, there's no like, how do we implement this law? It's like the moment it's signed, it goes into effect. You got to, either get rid of it or you're a criminal.
That's bonkers,
So,
dude.
yeah, one thing I do know, it's all their fault. It's not our fault. Yeah. So, anyway, enough doom. Let's talk about risk assessment.
Risk assessment.
Because,
Is that the one you wanted to talk about, or did you not?
Actually, it's good timing, because I've been trying very hard to get more comfortable with using these large language models. And
Okay.
you decided to ask the question to the large language model, and it gave back a bunch of responses, which we might as well talk about. So I want to talk about risk assessment. I also want to know if ChatGPT is better at understanding risk assessment than humans are.
So I've been using ChatGPT. I tried using other ones, and Grok is fucking garbage. I know the ultra neo-Nazi, whatever the fuck they're being called right now. Like if you're a neocon, you love Grok. Grok, dude. Every time I'm on Twitter or X, every single fucking time I'm fucking scrolling, and I try it.
Mhm.
Occasionally I come across some decent shit, but it's the conspiracy theories.
Oh yeah,
And it's fucking all right now it's Charlie Kirk and the planes, and they're always
that's
different.
one side of the conspiracy theory, because there's another conspiracy theory right now that's circulating very strongly, which is that Donald Trump eats babies.
I thought it was Daddy Bush. I heard one about Daddy Bush too, that he was eating kids.
Well, he probably taught them all how to do it, but he's dead, so we don't care about him.
So it's that, and then Grok is every single time I've asked him anything serious, or anything serious, it's been wrong. It's been wrong. I've showed it images like what is this, and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So ChatGPT is I don't ask it for the facts. I ask it for where can I find the facts.
Mm-hmm.
It's more that where are the studies found, or if I don't want to read a whole paragraph, hey, where do I find this in this paragraph, and it'll tell me which line and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way I've been using it. I do vibe code with it a little bit, and it does okay, but it's still it's dumb. Like it's still it's like
It's like when
asking it.
people encounter a really smart dog, right? Everyone's like, "Wow, this is the most amazing dog in the world." Still fucking stupid.
It's still fucking weird. I actually equate it more to, and this is probably fucked up, but it is what it is. Like an autistic human who's actually pretty smart, but not so good at processing logic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it gives really good information, but like it doesn't
Like
work in the real
everything you
world.
ever wanted to know about dinosaurs,
Ki-
but
kind of
couldn't build a dinosaur museum.
correct. Correct. It doesn't connect with the logical side of
Mm.
stuff. So it's this really weird thing. So, but it does do good at like, hey, give me ideas for a topic for podcast topic
Yeah.
and
Well, one of not to go off on a tangent, but it
do it.
might be relevant to this conversation. I don't know. One of the things I've been trying to learn how to do with it is to help me think through a problem. So, like,
Hmm.
I don't, I'm not relying on it to give me the right answers, but I'm using it as a sounding board for trying to think through something.
Yeah, how to communicate better,
Yeah,
for sure. Like
develop an idea or something like that. So,
I sent you an email talking shit about people who say they want to collaborate, and then when you fucking press them on collaborating, that was fine tuned with
mhm.
ChatGPT of like, hey, I think these people, and I present it to ChatGPT the way that I talk. Hey, I think these people are full of shit,
Yeah,
but I want to,
that's getting me again.
I want to communicate this shit correctly in a professional way. But here are my thoughts
Yeah,
here, and I'll write the 3 paragraphs
yeah.
the way that I say it, and then ChatGPT like, well, fucking a PhD is not gonna know what the fuck you mean by hood rat bitch, um, or some broke hoe. So I kind of use it for yeah. Again, just
Yeah.
to get my
So,
thoughts
what
together.
question did you ask it in this case?
I don't remember what the fuck did I ask it? Because I think I sent it to you.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I have a GFEM podcast on Thursday. Recommend some topics we can discuss.
So in theory, it's pulling what it knows about the podcast to
Correct.
recommend topics,
Correct.
and it came up with risk assessment.
It came up. Well, you have it.
Yeah, I'm like trying to find it,
I sent you
calling
the
time.
the link. It sent 10. Why humans are bad at risk assessment, pattern recognition, strengths
Wait,
and
wait, wait.
weakness.
Did it say why humans are bad at that?
Yeah, it
Did it use
says
humans?
why humans are bad at risk assessment.
It really knows you pretty well.
Yeah, yeah. Pattern recognition, strength and weaknesses of the brain. The physics of human reaction time. Well, it's using humans because that's what the fuck we are.
Yeah, but that's the word you use. Like,
Correct.
I would kind of expect it to say people,
Fair.
but
The myth of perfect performance, how stress changes the brain and body, science myths that won't die, how memory actually works, the science of skill acquisition, are humans getting smarter or just better at using tools, the science of confidence, real versus fake. So those are the 10 topics it recommended.
that's pretty good. Um, that's pretty much all we talk about.
Well, every single time it's said because you've mentioned this in your podcast
Right,
before.
right.
This works well with what you talk about.
So
Uh,
so risk assessment. There's a really important book, although I have tried to read it a couple of times and
uh
I struggle because there's something about it that just kind of rubs me wrong. But it's called The Gift of Fear, and it's basically a book to help people understand the role of fear in their lives and how to incorporate fear properly in your life. And it's a way of understanding like how to listen to that part of your brain that's telling you to avoid something that's risky. But it is a pretty good lesson in people ignoring risk where they shouldn't ignore risk. But a lot of people also place risk in areas where it isn't necessarily true. So, for instance, people who are afraid of flying but don't have any problem driving to the airport.
correct.
Um, so there's two angles you could take: people who assign risk in disproportionate ways in areas where they shouldn't, and then also people not paying attention to risk where they should. But I think one of the things that we see commonly is people fearing things that they don't need to fear when it comes to firearms, self-defense, etc.
Well, that's kind of the problem with risk assessment is we're really good at actually I don't know if it's good, but we do it. We are we amplify the rare and the shit that is common. We kind of ignore because the common stuff isn't as dramatic. So
I
to your
think I have a theory about that, which is humans are a lot less afraid of things that they think they understand, even if they're scary. They have
yeah, I
a
mean,
mental map, they have a heuristic where they think they can place that thing and say, I can make sense of this. So, or I think I can make sense of this. So there's less unknowns, or I believe there are less unknowns. So I
yeah,
don't need to worry about it. I don't have a mental map. I don't have a heuristic for this thing. So because it's novel and because I don't have very much information, then I'm much more fearful of it.
correct.
And things that are rare, you're much less likely to have a mental map of that thing. Like getting mugged is pretty rare.
Correct.
Um, so
So
you see it happen, you see a video of it happen, and you think, oh shit, like what would I do in that situation? Let me build a mental map around that situation. Let me obsess about that thing.
let me answer Gregory really
Okay.
quick, because Gregory is accusing us of not having phone numbers or not answering.
Well, we
We
want
have a
a
phone
phone
number.
number because all we get is fucking voicemails.
Like I'll show you the phone numbers, respectfully.
This is
It's
Edgar's way of saying fuck you.
like it's so easy to find our information. I'll show you really quick.
Since we're talking about ChatGPT,
Since we're talking about ChatGPT, um, it is actually fair. It's on the screen right now. If you go down to the bottom, um, there's a phone number right there. Look at that shit. Phone number 720-248-8090. And I promise you, you weren't trying to sign up to become a plaintiff. You were signing up to ask me most likely stuff that can be found on this page where it says FAQs. Boom. Eh,
so
eh,
there is a way on the website to get a hold of us to
oh,
fill
look
out
at
a
that.
contact us form. My favorite part about that is there's
The
a question on there that says, I have read the FAQ and I still need to ask my question, or how, I don't remember how it's worded.
So if you go to contact us,
Yeah.
I have read the FAQs and I still want to contact you. And then you go to contact. And then one of the very first things is please read the FAQs before using this form. Before you can send this form, confirm that you read the FAQs. I have read the FAQ. There's a lot of people are like, yes, I took that says I have not read the FAQ page, and I won't let them send a message.
No, it sends a message. The message says, I didn't read the FAQ.
No, we get that. We get that. And then yes, and if you said yes, then you can actually fill it. The problem is that we get so many fucking messages and voicemails and all that shit. And it's always asking the shit that's in the FAQs. It's always asking. I think 1 or 2 times it's legit fucking question. 9 out of 10 times though, 99.99999% of the time,
I mean, we
it's
could probably do an entire podcast of voicemails of people asking if our renewal course meets the requirements.
it's so
2
fucking
straight hours of
crazy.
30-minute or 30-second voicemails of the
And
same
this
question.
are the classes free. This is the shit we get in our emails and our voicemails. I'm a new applicant. What's the process? How do I sign up for one of your classes? Like it's fucking it's all right there on our website. It's 2026. I don't give a fuck how old you are. If you're 60, you were 40 when cell phones were kind of became a big thing. There's no excuses, and I hate to be so strong about it, but like to be accused that there's no phone number, no email, nothing, bullshit.
Yeah.
There is it's so fucking easy to get a hold of us.
Call 1-900 Edgar.
It's so fucking easy to get a hold of. We may not respond to you because your question is already answered on our website, and we specifically say if your question is already answered on our website, we're just gonna ignore it.
And the
Uh,
reason why is because the chances that us answering your question is going to lead to a resolution of your problem is almost zero.
0.
So you call us with a question that says, does your class do this or et cetera? And we answer you, the chances you're going to sign up for a class and come take it is almost zero.
Yeah.
So like you're bothering us just because you want somebody to talk to. Um,
Which is weird. Which is weird. Like, you need a human to tell you the
I know
stuff
you
that
could
a
ask, you could talk to, you can have a boyfriend now that's like Chat GPT.
and by the way, if you ask ChatGPT all of the questions you need to know about guns for everyone, ChatGPT will answer for me.
Yeah.
In fact, I should just add ChatGPT as a link, but like ask ChatGPT and ChatGPT will, because I've had plenty of people who are like, "Hey, I asked ChatGPT and they said you're the best around, so that's why I'm in the class."
Dude, we are spiraling out of control so fast. So fast. All right, so mental models, humans picking the wrong things
Oh,
to look at.
looking forward to seeing you at a class, Gregory. After that,
Oh man. Um,
I'm still with the customer is, and we're a 501c3, we're a
yeah,
nonprofit, so we don't technically have a customer, but the customer is almost always wrong.
yeah.
Uh,
This is why in my classes I always say, and we've all heard the expression that there's no stupid questions, and everyone's like, yeah, and I say, and we all know that's bullshit, and
it was
everyone's like,
bullshit. Uh,
yeah,
it doesn't mean don't ask it. It just means it's a stupid fucking question.
yeah.
Uh,
Um,
anyways,
all right, so
uh,
so if
this is one of those fill-in fucking. You ever watch a sitcom and then they have a throwaway episode where they didn't know what the fuck to write, they didn't know
yeah,
what the fuck to
yeah,
do. It's just like that was a garbage episode. This is this. This
yes.
is.
I feel like I'm so off track now. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, I got it. All right.
So I'm going to respond to what you said. There's actually two humans, two psychologists that talk about what you kind of mentioned there. I think they're Russian, if I'm not mistaken, based off of their names. Um, Tversky, Amos Tversky, and the other one is Kahneman. I had never heard of them, but when this was proposed by GPT, I like to study it. And this is one of the things that their study finds out is their studies are is just that is a plane crash is more dramatic. It's more in the news. It's more covered. A car crash really doesn't get covered in the news.
Mm-hmm.
A car crash is very. It's one of those things that it happens. So
Mm-hmm.
your brain doesn't think about it all that much. Um, but something that is very rare often gets covered a lot by the media, and especially now in 2026. And it is more dramatic. Car accidents are kind of normalized, like it's a normal
Well,
part of
most of
life.
us have been in a car accident.
Yeah,
And if you've been in a car accident and you're here to talk about it, that means you survived the car accident. How many
correct.
people have ever been in a plane crash?
Personally, none.
Yeah, personally, none.
Yeah, I
Uh,
know there's been enough that will um that have been in plane crashes survive. I mean, obviously, there's been movies about it and stuff like that, but it's. I think you'd have to go very far in your circle of humans that you know to find somebody like, oh yeah, my cousin was in a
yeah,
plane crash and survived.
yeah. So there's a media issue here in our exposure to the information, but there's also the experiential exposure. Um, I don't know what being in a plane crash is like. I don't know what the signs of a plane crash are. What are the things that happen to you before the plane crashes? What signs are there that this is going to happen?
Yeah.
Whereas with a car crash, it's like, yeah, I've been in a few. I know what it feels like to lose control of the car. I know what it feels like to hit something. I know, um, and so I'll get on the road and drive every day, knowing full well that I could get smoked by a dump truck and that'd be it. That'd be done.
Yeah.
But you get into an airplane and you hear a little sound that you like. You ever heard the doors locking underneath the plane,
Yeah.
where you hear the landing gear coming out,
Correct.
and you're like, "Whoa, what was that noise?" Or a little turbulence. You get shooken around a little bit. Whoa, what's going on? It's like that's flying. That's the plane doing what it was designed to do.
It's fucking physics,
Yeah,
human.
and so I think it's fine that we treat it this way. I think it's the attachment we place on it that, it's like I understand that I don't know anything about cancer. So, like, should I get worried about it? Probably shouldn't worry about it. I probably should, if it were to happen to me, I should learn as much as I can about it. But,
Yeah.
do I need to walk around being terrified of it? Probably not.
Well, I think that's the problem though, is because it is so dramatic, it is so emotional, it is so in your face 24/7 now in 2026 especially. It's it feeds into that side of the brain where and we see this, we understand it, we experience this all the time where the brain goes to exaggerated hyperbole, and a lot of it has to do from what I understand of the brain and the amygdala is better safe than sorry. So I'm just going to over fucking react.
Hmm.
Because the worst case scenario is I just overreacted versus underreact, and then some bad shit happens. And
Hmm.
that's kind of unfortunately how the amygdala works. Is for the most part, right? Some of us can have experienced situations enough to where we know I don't need to overreact. Like I've been here before,
Hmm.
relationships, friendships, jobs, what have you. But in these type of things, it's the brain is just better safe than sorry type shit.
So let's talk about something concrete around this, which we both saw in 2020, which was um, the world slammed on the brakes and fundamentally changed in the course of like a few days. Things were shutting down. There was fear, existential fear, getting COVID, dying of COVID,
Yeah.
being locked in your homes. Your job was at stake. All this stuff, and people are scared. And so what do? They go sign up for a concealed carry class. What the fuck kind of sense does that make?
And that is
I
unfortunately
better go get this piece of paper from these people I don't know.
that is unfortunately our level of risk assessment in
Yeah.
2026 because it we are so bad at it. We're
And we
just
we made this we said this all the time in the class. I better get a gun so I can fucking shoot COVID if it comes to get me.
like
You know.
it's weird. It's so weird, but that is humans' level of fucking risk assessment. Is it
And I
doesn't know how to do it well.
Yeah, and I know the idea is like, well, um if I don't have any way to protect myself and society's breaking down, I need a gun. But at the same time, why are you in this class?
Correct. Correct.
Go buy a gun. You
Correct.
know, this is a
Correct.
concealed carry class. We're learning
Correct.
how to navigate the world with a gun, in our waistband. Um, like, I mean, on some level, I kind of get it, but on another level, it doesn't make sense why you're afraid of a virus
You-
and you
You're
go
you're getting a permit for the end
break
of the
down a
world,
society.
the breakdown of society. Like that permit's gonna be fucking worthless.
Yeah,
It's worthless.
and
But
and
that
arguably, you'd be a lot safer just sitting in your house watching YouTube
for
about how
sure,
to safely
for sure.
have the gun with you and on you or whatever. And then the follow on to that was, all the protests, the George Floyd stuff and everything. And people are like, what if I drive into a protest and I get surrounded?
Well, don't.
Well, that's not going to happen to you. Like that happened to an infinitesimally small group of people across the country,
Correct.
it's not going to happen to you. But what if it does? Like, but it's not. and you having a gun in that situation is probably going to make it worse. I mean, objectively speaking,
Objectively speaking.
it's probably going to make it worse if you have a gun. Uh,
Objectively speaking.
so but these are situations that none of us have like unless you were in LA and the riots in the Rodney King riots, you don't know what to do with a world where you could get stopped in traffic by a bunch of protesters. So what do we do? Well, I better get a gun. Like I better go add to the risk by making sure I have a firearm on me when a bunch of people want to harass me. You know, um, and like it's not like I didn't carry my gun when I was going places, but I always carry my gun, and nothing changed about that. But one thing that did change was like I'm not going to go to a place where I think that could happen. I'm going to avoid those places. If I think there's a protest going on downtown, I'm going to find another route. I'm not going to go there. So but people are easily influenced to see that sensationalized negativity and think, what am I going to do in that situation? How am I going to respond in that situation? Because they don't know. They have no idea. So something's telling them that they need to figure this out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. Our I don't know. That's the easiest thing I can say because it's such a complex thing. The limbic system, the amygdala
Mm.
is such a weird fucking
And
thing.
that
It's
system evolved in a environment where you could get eaten.
yeah. Yeah, no shelter, no real shelter,
Like
no real tools of
what
self-defense.
human has to walk around worried about getting eaten?
Well, I mean, if you live in Florida,
Yeah, that was pre-COVID.
that was
Um,
pre-COVID. And I think that's the thing, right? It's the our lack of understanding of statistical probability and our maybe our dumbing down of society, if you want to call it that, is
I
we
don't.
don't even deal well with exponentials,
Yeah,
like just statistics and probability. Where we fucking suck at that shit. This is why we also live in a society where flashy is significantly better than what's real, and
mhm.
because facts are not super flashy. It's not emotional. It's facts are pretty fucking boring, and I think that's why it works for the brain. The That's why it doesn't work for the brain. I'm sorry, for us to be able to assess risk very easily is it ignores the facts because facts is super easy.
Yeah. Well, the part of our brain that deals with facts is the youngest part of the brain, and
The
it's
frontal
also
cortex? Is it the frontal cortex?
the prefrontal cortex and the frontal cortex or whatever. Don't quote me on that, but this part of your brain. So it's the youngest part of the brain. It's also the least in charge of your body.
At least, ain't that some shit? The part of the logic is the least in charge. It's kind of
Right.
like a
So,
marriage.
so what? Yes.
My wife is the amygdala, and I am the prefrontal cortex,
Right.
and I am the least in charge in this motherfucker.
And you think you're in charge until the amygdala takes over, until the limbic system takes over, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that's right." I don't know. We got crazy there for a minute. I can't explain it.
That's fucking. That's that's fuck. I
There
wish
you
more
go. There's your
people.
stand-up routine, dude.
I wish more humans would understand how little fucking control you actually have. Like what's keeping us having this conversation right now is in control when you're in a shit hits the fan type situation.
Yeah.
Like they have zero fucking clue. And oh, by the way, if they ever have been experienced a shit hits the fan situation, their inability to remember what actually happened is so much that they couldn't even make logic out of that because
Yeah.
they don't remember what the fuck
Yeah.
happened. Like, oh
So
well, I was in that situation.
I was listening to this guy talk about getting attacked by a grizzly bear, and this poor asshole, he got attacked twice. Like he fought back, and
Yeah,
the bear ran off, and then like 5 minutes later, the bear came back and attacked him again, and this dude got fucked up,
yeah.
and he fought back again, and the bear ran off second time, and then he started looking around and found pieces of his face on the ground, which he picked up and wrapped in a t-shirt
Just in case.
to walk home with. What sense does that make? That doesn't make any sense to the prefrontal cortex. You are going to die if you don't go get help right now.
Let me get my face really quick.
But
Chris.
he's picking up pieces of his face and wrapping them in a t-shirt.
Well, flight attendants have to tell you if we go down, leave your shit behind.
Yeah.
And I've thought so many times, the fuck I am.
Yeah.
No, I've thought about this. Is like I have all my work on the
Yeah. Who am
that-
I without this stuff? I'm nobody.
I've legit thought about this. Is like I have all my work in that computer.
Right.
Like how will I be able to get to my like as if we fucking crash and I'm still gonna make it to the conference.
You're like dusting yourself off. Like, sorry, I lost my bag, but I'm here. I have no idea what I'm going to say. Bag. So this guy, he can't even see. Like his both of his eyeballs are out of their sockets. His orbital bones are crushed by the jaws of this animal. And all he can really see is like shapes and light.
It's like I think this is my face.
And he literally feels around on the ground and finds his ear and effectively puts it in his pocket, right? Like that doesn't make any sense from a logical point of view, but from a survival point of view, I think you could make the argument that this guy connects those pieces of his body to his survival.
Yeah.
Like without his body, he will not survive. And so he needs those.
Yeah.
And that's overriding any logical part of his brain that says, just go get help. Leave your ear where it is.
Maybe this guy got a lot. He fucking did not save enough for the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, without this, I can no longer get all of it.
Right. So this part of our brain, the limbic system and the survival systems, it's not even the most core part of your brain. Like the most core part of your brain is the autonomic system that runs your heart and the basic functions of your body, your breathing.
All the background stuff. Yeah.
So that when the limbic system is shut off and you're laying there in a coma and you're dying, your brain is shut off. Your brain's done. And yet you're still breathing.
Yeah.
So,
and we struggle with this in classes, right? We talk about the plausibility principle.
mm-hmm.
And I think we struggle in connecting a lot of the times because of this situation right here. A lot of these humans, they really don't get focusing on the probability. This is why we make fun of the people who show up to classes in their tack vest and their battle belts and all that shit. Not that those are inherently bad. It feeds into the fear of the rare. This is why classes with shot timers and people who are dressed up paramilitary-esque, I guess, their camo and their night vision goggles and shit like that. We struggle with landing with like, well, the likelihood of you needing that gear that you just spent fucking $20,000 on is so fucking minimal that it's not even worth paying attention to at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in 20 years after you've done everything else for the probable and the plausible, and now you're like, okay, I've exhausted about as much resources as I can. 20 years is just a bullshit number. It could be 5, it could be 10, it could be whatever. But like you haven't even trained how to defend yourself or how, more importantly, how to diffuse a fight on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Like how to avoid a fucking fight. Like to your point, your brain is not telling you don't go to these places. Your brain is telling you like, oh, I am going to be in those places.
Yeah.
I am going to fight. So when we try and tell people like, well, we have 500 rounds today. We have
Mm-hmm.
4 hours. Let's focus on this.
Yeah.
Almost
Actually,
always you're going to have somebody who's like, well, but like, let's break down some doors and like,
yeah.
let's like, that's
And that
dumb.
actually kind of triggers me to think that when you've got all these like cooped up boomers in their house who their glory days are behind them and all they have left are their memories of the way the world used to be, and then they see somebody in the street blocking people from traffic who happen to have a different political viewpoint than they do, there's probably part of their brain that says, I need to go kill those people.
I don't doubt it.
like I genuinely think it's possible that there is a survival um, instinct that's being triggered there that says these people are an existential threat to me and my way of life, and so I need to make a plan on how I'm going to kill them.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what happened to Daniel Perry. Daniel Perry, the Uber driver in what was it, Phoenix, who spent weeks texting people saying, I can't wait to kill one of these people. That's not exactly what he said, but that's what he meant. Like, if you go read the texts where he was talking to people, it was basically, I'm going to um, force a confrontation where I get to shoot these fuckers.
Yeah.
And then that's exactly what happened. And he ended up in the middle of a protest, armed, and somebody pointed a gun towards him. I wasn't there. The video's ambiguous, but we'll just give the benefit of the doubt to say that the gun was pointed in his direction,
Yeah.
and he shot the guy. He manifested what clearly his desire was. And his argument was like, I didn't do that on purpose. Like, I didn't show up that night into the protest on purpose. And it's like, okay, well, maybe if you don't even believe that you did, but
Your
if,
text show otherwise.
if
Here comes
we look at
Murray.
your desires and we look at the outcome, we
Yeah.
have to at least like entertain the idea that you did manifest that.
Here comes Maury with the fucking envelope. Fucking lie detector showed that was a lie.
You are the father. Wait,
you are the.
so like who knows what's all going into this, but I can tell you that from my own point of view, I had all kinds of wild emotions going on during that summer. I had fear, you know, like I had concern. You're watching this stuff happen and you're like, what is going on right now? Like, what is happening? A friend of mine, actually a family member, and you know him too, went to one of these protests just for sport, just to go get tear gas. Like, let's just do this, you know?
Yeah.
And he saw some dude get stabbed. And it's like, this is real. It's as
Yeah.
real as anything has been as far as, you know, social unrest. And that can trigger all kinds of emotions,
Correct.
excitement and fear and,
Correct.
you know, all kinds of stuff. So,
Well, one of the you're talking about like all the stuff that it can trigger is one of the things that it can feed into your system is lack of control.
mm-hmm.
And that's evident by all of this stuff.
Yeah.
It is just this lack of logical control of maybe I shouldn't go there.
Yeah.
It's this impulsive thing, right? It all of this fear is all of the bullshit. Let me fight for my car, let me fight for my TV, let me fight for my dog, let me fight for all of this stuff is all the shit that is right before you're paying at the register. It's
Mm-hmm.
that's all that shit, right? All the impulse stuff. Um, yeah, part of our dilemma with risk assessment is we feed into it, and then you find yourself in the middle of the protest because you've been dying to be in the fucking middle of a fucking protest.
Yeah.
It's
Because your life is boring and meaningless. And
such a weird fucking thing. So so then
It's like the Saudis, the Saudi drift videos. I mean, we don't see those much anymore, uh,
uh,
but you have all these like upper class young Saudi men who aren't allowed to date, and they're not allowed to do some of the things that young men normally do, but they have all kinds of money and free time. And so they go out and drive like absolute maniacs and watch their friends' faces get spread all over the concrete. And they're like, "This is a good time. This is what we do."
that's what we
Um,
do.
so
It's crazy.
humans are crazy, and if you try to look for logic, like it's going to be a frustrating experience. And I think, as far as from a training point of view, this is why you have to understand the limitations of logic in a counter ambush situation. Um, the, the the brain is wired to do things that you would never, in a logical, if you were Spock, you would never do this stuff. But
Yeah.
because you're human and you're not a Vulcan, you have to understand your brain's capacity to do these things.
Well, and I think this feeds into this the why of, even if we don't explicitly say this, even if Pincus, when he created IDS, and Pincus will tell you he didn't create IDS, he just kind of combined all of the information together. But if even if Pincus wasn't thinking about this when IDS was being put together, combat focused shooting at that point, even if that wasn't the our emphasis is more on cognitive processing, on stimulus response pattern. It's more on information processing than it is complete a task, right? Because it's, you have a lot of these humans who choreograph everything,
Mm-hmm.
and because of choreographing everything, there is not enough logic before the fight. There's not enough logic. It almost feeds into the, yeah, you should go into a crowd and fucking um I'm saying that right now. I might listen to it later and disagree with myself, but the choreographed training, the competition style of defensive shooting kind of does feed into the possibility, not the probability of stuff.
Yeah.
And it doesn't
Well, the
allow
idea
humans
that
to think.
you will get a mental walkthrough of the task before you have to do the task.
Correct. It's highly fear-based training instead of logical training.
Yeah.
Which I get it. In the moment, there is going to be no logic, but we have to give the brain a repetition in the logical stuff, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, like in the assessment phase of the defensive shooting, when we're doing the assessment thing, we are not teaching you how to assess.
Correct.
We are teaching you how to trigger assessment.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. 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 If this happens, you do this, right?
Right.
Like if for sure, it's
So it's like
more of
when you're new to driving, you don't know how to assess. When you're new to driving, you have to learn where the information is coming from,
correct.
and you have to learn how to manage that information.
Correct.
After experiencing driving for a while in an emergency, you 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 have automated the process of gathering information.
Correct.
You look to where the mirrors are.
Correct.
I ask this in the classes, and I say, "Where do you look?" And sometimes people will say, "Everywhere." I'm like, "Oh yeah, like you're about to crash. Like you look up." No, you don't look up. You look to where you know the information is coming from,
Correct.
and then you have to apply your own experience of what does that information mean
Correct.
in this context, right this moment. What does it mean?
Correct.
So we're not teaching you on the range how to evaluate information. We're
Yeah, because
teaching
we don't even
you,
know what the information is going to be.
right. We are
Yeah.
teaching stimulus response.
Correct.
The stimulus is I don't need to shoot right now.
Correct.
So bringing the gun close to my body should stimulate me to start gathering information.
Correct.
And we do talk a little bit about types of information, but that information is really to facilitate the process of assessment so that we're not assessing into the void. You know,
Correct.
Like, did you do your assessment? Yes, I did. Okay, thanks. And then like, like
Correct.
we're trying to give you some cues here on, if I asked you if you did assessment, you should be able to tell me something important, a behavior that you saw. Um,
Correct.
so
So it's
so we're
we
teaching stimulus response because that's how the limbic system works,
that's
right?
how
We're
that's how
not
the brain
teaching
works.
we're not teaching the frontal cortex how to do assessment.
Correct.
So
Yeah, and we again we can't because we don't know what the assessment is going to be. And I
right.
think this is the problem with people who do military or paramilitary training or law enforcement training or use competitive shooting as their self-defense training, timers, choreographing and all that stuff. They they almost to a certain degree distort the expectation of the student. So my expectation of the fight is that this will happen. I am looking for this and this only. My expectation change. Like for us is like we hope that we're not giving you an expectation at all. Because if I give you an expectation, I don't. I'm doing you.
Marksmanship. Your job.
Oh yeah,
Just
yeah,
while you're
yeah,
talking about expectation of what we think is going to happen,
yeah.
this dude is lining up the sights on this
Can
tiny little.
you increase the size of that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that way. There we go. So yeah, this is when all you boomers talk about like I was in the military.
right.
When all you boomers start talking about like, well, it's all right. I was in the military. Like this is what I think about when you say I was in the military. Uh, you were shooting pencils.
I mean, this expectation. What about any of this mimics a threat response?
This is hilarious because the grip is garbage, and then every time he shoots, there's no feedback, and
Yeah.
then every time he shoots, watch. In order for him to stupid, and anytime for him to cock that hammer back,
Once you master
he elevates the muzzle.
Yeah.
After every time he presses the trigger, his brain goes into this. Oh, I think I need to elevate the muzzle again.
Well, he has to keep the pencil from falling out. Yeah. So anyway, like it's that idea of like, oh, I can set up the scenario in a way that maximizes my control over the situation,
Correct.
and I can take my time to align my sights and press the trigger so that the pencil hits the wall in the same place.
Correct. Correct. And again, that is creating expectations of what self defense is, of what self defense shooting is. And one of the things you don't want to do with the limbic system, one of the things you don't want to do with the brain at all is create expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that we know from in every part of our lives, right? You go on a lot of trips, like every weekend is a trip for you. That's just
Sometime during the week.
sometimes that's just standard white people shit is
Going to
fucking
the Hamptons again, going to Nantucket.
going to Nantucket again. Always on fucking vacation, you fucking white motherfuckers. But you set up expectations, and we've talked about this. Going on trips is incredibly fucking stressful
Mm-hmm.
because you have expectations of what it's supposed to be like, and every fucking time it doesn't go that way. You're late. You make unexpected stops. You might get a flat tire. Car breaks down on the way there. The reservation wasn't the way, like whatever the fuck it was, right? You one time fucking broke your ribs while skateboarding in Glenwood Springs.
I'm on vacation. This is great. Oh my god, I think I'm gonna die.
Uh,
Yeah, so we have to. I was arguing with somebody on Reddit about this today. Like,
fucking
what is
Reddit.
good training? What is how do we train for surprising, and how do we train for chaos? And the point is not to try to recreate surprising and try to recreate chaos. It's to try to trained for things that work well in chaotic and surprising situations. And yeah, thumb high teacup was the style of the time, which is fine because we're all building on things, right? Like we're all building, okay, two hands is better than one. So like that's building. But then over time we say, oh, if you put your hand in this position, it's better. It's fine. But the problem is that somebody will say, I don't need any training. I was in the military. And that's the
Correct.
kind of shit that they learned in the
Correct.
military.
And by the way, current military is learning. I have pictures and videos of current military people shooting like absolute fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Still doing a teacup grip, still doing thumb over thumb type of grip.
Right.
So like we can say it was the style of the time, but go look for current military everyday Joe, fucking the cook qualifying at their yearly qualification, and that's the level of training. Respectfully, right? Like it's one of those things. You're doing shit that I didn't do. I get it, all that stuff. Like we can say all that's we can say you're not with family and you're doing some level of sacrifice. Like we'll leave whether we agree with the military, like the fucking, what do they call it, the military complex or whatever the fuck that is. Like we'll leave that for another day. But there's current video evidence of people shooting like shit in the military during military training. And to Isaac's point, the point is when people say it's okay, I've got this type of training, it's like, I don't know what the fuck that means.
Yeah.
I don't know. By the way, I've seen Navy SEALs do some really weird fucking shit. There's plenty of it on the interwebs, where you can find it. So this idea of it's just because you have a title behind your name doesn't necessarily mean shit.
So
Anyways.
exactly on that point, I was arguing with somebody on Reddit today about there was a video posted doing a scenario, some scenario training or whatever, if that's what we want to call it. I'm not sure it was training. It might have been a demonstration, which that would be a different thing. But I made a comment about how this is, doesn't really demonstrate anything useful. And, everybody agreed with me. Like you can go look at the comments. I have like the top comment. Everyone's like, yeah. And this guy says, I have law enforcement experience.
Oh shit.
And he says, this is a simple shoot, no shoot scenario. I've done this countless times in training. And then I said,
this is where you lost him. This is where you lost him.
He said, he went on to say some other shit. And I said, all I said was your personal LE experience does not override neuroscience. And everybody's like, oh, fuck that. Started getting downvoted.
This fucking commie bringing up science. This fucking guy.
So then the guy asks, he says, I took 4 science class. Tell me exactly what is your argument or what are you trying to convey? I don't want to misinterpret you. And everyone is like, yeah, that's great. Like, let's upvote that. Like, fucking why? All he did was ask a question.
Yeah.
And so I answer his question, and then here come the downvotes. And it's just like he is coming from this position of, I have he didn't even say he was a cop, by the way. He just said, I have law enforcement experience. And all of a sudden the credibility is this stranger on the internet telling you a title. And
overrides decades of science.
Right. And then I mentioned, well, the science doesn't agree with that. And they're like, what?
Call me in his science, this fucking guy.
So, and that's fine. It's expected behavior on the internet in general.
I think this speaks to how, I don't know, finish, because
I was just going to say it's expected on the internet in general, but it really demonstrates the point of, I think I can solve this problem with my logic according to what I think I know, rather than I think we should solve this problem with what science says about how the brain works.
Correct. And by the way, it's not just pseudoscience. It's not just pop science. It's not just, this is
boring science.
This is the shit this is real fucking science.
Yeah.
We've confirmed this. There's a lot of shit in the brain that we still don't fully understand, but most of the brain, we have a general understanding of the motivation why it does it, and we have plenty of fucking studies, decades worth of studies. Not as much as other science, because early 1900s medical science was fucking hot garbage. But to your point of building upon stuff, we built upon stuff. But humans struggle with, again, exponentials. Humans struggle with numbers. You tell a human 1 in 10,000 or versus 1 in 100,000, like their brain doesn't understand the fucking difference between the two.
Yeah.
And there's a clear fucking difference between the two, but the humans just don't under. This is why I don't think humans understand even the size of the universe, right? Like you tell a human how far the sun is, and to them just like, that's fucking down the street. Like that's like super close. This is why you get flat earthers, right? Like the moon's just 50,000 feet, or what do they say, like 50 feet away, or whatever weird number that they fucking give.
I haven't even kept up with the flat earthers.
Yeah, dude, if you go
I will
listen
tell
to
you
them,
that a child in my orbit asked about the sun and how far away it was, and I said 93 million miles, and she said it can't be that far away. I could see it.
it's about as far as Russia then, right?
Like, wait a minute, Russia's a lot closer, and I can't see Russia. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I can't see the mall from here. No, but that's the point. I think that is the point. The brain just doesn't understand numbers. It doesn't understand, like, it struggles with the exponentials. You tell somebody that the pond, they asked your homie, Neil, I think Neil asked your homie Joe Rogan, if I have a pond full of algae that's been doubling every fucking day, when will it be full? He's like, I don't know, like fucking tomorrow. Like it's doubling every single day. It's halfway full. It's gonna be full of algae tomorrow because it's like we struggle with it. It's you tell somebody I'll give you 1 penny today, but it doubles every single day, or I give you $100,000. Almost everybody chooses the $100,000 because the math, right? They don't know about the math. But I think that's it. Is you have humans who go to bullshit trainings who just get told what I was a cop. And this is the way it worked out for me in training in a super duper controlled environment. Obviously, my lived experience is more important than science, and the brain. Like, fuck yeah, that checks out.
I was
the ignorant brain.
Yeah,
the ignorant brain. Occasionally, I'm surprised by some of the students that I have when those students are like, "Wait a minute, why are you saying this?" But most students are like, "Yeah, I accept what the short fat Mexican says. I'll accept it."
Especially if you make them laugh and they're like, "Oh, he must be right.
He must be right. Obviously, he's right." And people don't understand how much I hate that. Like, I actually want to not debate you, but I want to have a real conversation.
Yeah. Plus, it doesn't feed into your mental map of like what true feedback is to you, because your parents fucked you up so much that when people compliment you, it feels negative. Like you don't really love me until you kick me out. So yeah, the sun is only 1 light year away. Thank you, gun websites. It's not that hard. It's very simple.
It's
1
simple.
light year.
1 fucking light year away. Duh.
Duh.
Fucking duh.
The moon is half of a light year away. Because it's big. Wait, no. Yeah. Yeah, but like there's so much about knowledge and science, facts, information that's not intuitive. There's nothing that our brains evolved to do that makes judging the distance of a star intuitive. There's nothing that we evolved to do that makes judging exponential numbers intuitive. This is all discovered information for humans. So it's true. Like our understanding, our limitation, our mental capacity has very big limitations. The only thing that really expands those limitations is a humility towards the information itself.
Yeah.
So when you tell me that I'm not very good at exponents, the right attitude for me would be to say, yeah, I'm probably not, because I know you, and I know that you don't say things like without thinking them through and without studying and everything. If some idiot I don't know tells me I'm not good at something, I'm like, you might be right, but you're probably not. I don't know you, but I know you, and I know you wouldn't say something like that if you hadn't thoroughly investigated it.
Correct.
And if you and I don't have any evidence to the contrary. I suck at math. So you tell me humans are not good at exponents, yeah, probably not. I'm definitely not good at exponents. Um, and just remaining open to the possibility that the brain doesn't work the way you think it does, and that fights don't work the way you think they do, and that guns don't work the way you think they do, um, and memory doesn't work the way you think it does. Just be open. That's the scientific mind, is be open and don't try to prove that you're right.
In
Try
self
to prove
defense,
you're wrong.
yeah, that's science. Is I want to be proven wrong.
Mhm.
Stephen Hawkins, you and I hate Stephen Hawkins, I think equally.
No
Maybe,
no man deserves that amount of positive female attention.
dude, this guy, he fucking sucks. He's such an overrated fucking scientist.
Dick slinger too, apparently.
Apparently, but the only reason, like the fucking hilarious thing about Stephen Hawking is that the thing he won the Nobel Prize for, and I may be wrong about this, but the way I understand it is the shit that he won the Nobel Prize for is actually him trying to disprove another scientist. So another scientist said, "Hey, I think there's energy leaving black holes. Like it doesn't make sense that there's not some sort of remnant energy leaving black holes." And Stephen Hawking's like, "You're fucking full of shit, and I'm gonna fucking prove you wrong." He's like, "Oh fuck, you're actually correct." And then everybody's yay for Stephen Hawking. And
Thanks
and
for
and
the
and,
award and all the tang.
so it's you're actually trying to prove something wrong in science.
Yeah.
And gun people in training, we just want to hear the cool shit. And also, I've heard a lot of this. One of the post that I made about the Pretty shooting, Alex Pretty, was the timer thing. It was like, fuck, I wonder how many people are training to just respond to a noise instead of actually processing information. Towards the tail end of the viralness or whatever of that post was one of the bigger ones. We don't get a ton of likes, but that was one of the bigger ones. Is all the timer people were like, oh, how do you know how fast you are? Like, how do you know you're ready? It's almost as if they don't think that I take my self defense seriously. It's almost like you obviously don't take your training seriously because you don't time it. And being rational about risk assessment doesn't mean that I'm careless. We just have to make sure that we're aligning the fear and the fucking, I guess, reality, instead of bullshit. Instead of, I'm Leo, so I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Listen to me, time everything, shoot anything that fucking moves. How many times have you heard, well, my friend's a cop and he said shoot first, ask questions later?
Yeah. Yeah. My friend's a cop. He told me to drag the body back in the house.
He told me to drag the body back in. Or the cops showed up to this thing and the cop said I should just fucking shot him 13 times. That's being careless.
Mm-hmm.
Like me having a thoughtfulness for what is actually real and shit that tangible shit that I can prove.
Mm-hmm.
And it may still be imperfect, right? You and I talk about the Tom Givens data a lot because that's probably some of the best data set, but it's not perfect. There's a lot of shit in there that may not apply to you.
Not only that, but if you just take it at face value, you might be missing some important points. So we have to
Correct.
understand the limits of even good data.
Correct.
And yeah, so not to harp too much on a common whipping boy in this podcast, but I watched a video from Active Self Protection about this idea that you don't need to tap your magazine to make sure it's seated. during a malfunction clearing drill. And I laid out a bunch of things that I observed in the video that were just bad, just wrong. And I
Wrong.
explained why they were wrong. I explained this is the result of racing a timer and blah blah, all this stuff. And the response was, "You're a mess."
No thought behind it.
And this is a person who claims authority based on their analysis of thousands of shootings and self-defense incidents. Analysis. And then I present a counter viewpoint, and I don't get analysis. I get, you don't know, you like,
You're a mess.
trust me, bro, you're a mess.
Which is again a human who does. I don't know that guy that well. Worked with him once. Don't know him all that well. But this is not just him. This is just all humans who don't know the information and have never taken the time to actually fully, not just assess videos, but actually look at the why shit happened in the videos.
Or more importantly, probably than that, is somebody who has arrived at a conclusion and now can't see the confirmation bias.
It's that bias, yeah.
Which we're all prone to.
Correct.
All of us are prone to. And I mean, the reason I go online to just like do this all the time is part of my motivation, I am trying to find holes that I need to dig deeper into. If there's a flaw in my understanding, if there's a flaw in the information, and because we're all susceptible to confirmation bias, absolutely. And that MIT professor I was listening to was talking about how, we all know it exists, and yet none of us can seem to stop ourselves from doing it.
Yeah.
So, but there wasn't analysis in that response. It was a trust me, bro.
Trust
response.
me, bro.
And if you sell yourself as an analytical person and your authority comes from your analysis, where is it?
Well, and like defend your position.
Yeah.
Defend
Shouldn't
your
be
position.
that hard.
It shouldn't. In fact, you should love to defend your position, because that is what analysts do. Is just like let's look at the numbers. Next Tuesday, I'm going to be hanging out with PhD people who do research, and I'm going to question a lot of their fucking research. And their response shouldn't be like, "Well, I did the numbers, so just trust me." Their response should be like, and by the way, when we were in Arizona, this happened a lot. Like, "Hey, I don't think your numbers are correct because this study shows this." And it was never, well, that's the numbers.
Yeah.
It was every single time like, yeah, we need to figure out why they don't match. We need to do a study. We need to see what the variable was. We need to, like, there was always an acceptance of this is why the numbers look like they look, or there was an explanation like, no, you're wrong because you didn't take into account that I did this. It was an actual discussion of like, but this is what scientists are supposed to do.
Right.
And you and I, whether we like it or not, instructors or not, we still technically are scientists in this craft. Active self-protection.
Try to be.
Yeah. Active self-protection.
I have a hard enough time just doing like
ASP needs to, ASP is claiming to be a scientist in this field.
Yeah.
Maybe not scientists in the traditional sense, but we are still technically scientists in this field, because if not, then you're just a regurgitator of information.
Yeah, I would say I'm like, if I were going to characterize myself, it would be like an inquisitor and a learner.
Yeah.
And somebody who's interested in finding out what is true and what is not true, using as much objective information as I can.
Gun websites, you're gonna have to break that down for my Mexican brain a little bit more. But it sounds, or Isaac will translate white to
that difference is settling to exploit the situation versus trying to change the situation. I don't know if he's current where we're talking or if this is from before. So
I got it. Yeah, there might be a delay.
Break it down a little bit more. But like, I am on a quest to learn and then to share that knowledge. And everybody wants to be right. It's hard to move through the world if you don't believe that you're right. Because where do you go if you don't believe you're right? You could go a million different directions. But I try to stay open, and I try to look for information that challenges what I think I know. Um, and I don't listen to fucking instructors.
Yeah,
I listen to neuroscientists.
correct.
Like, if an instructor tells me something about neuroscience, that's interesting to me, but I'm going to go look it up. I'm not going to be
Correct.
like, oh, the instructor told me.
Correct.
And you know, I've learned a lot from Rob, but not nearly as much as I have learned from trying to prove Rob wrong.
Correct. Correct.
So
And it's tough to do because and it sucks that we can't prove him wrong a lot of times. But it's because when you have humans who are just giving you the facts, like it's really tough to like at some point people are gonna be like, I try to prove Isaac wrong and I can't prove Isaac wrong
yeah,
because
and any time that I have tried to prove him wrong, or you, the response is not "you're dumb, you don't know what you're talking about." It's let's talk about it. You know, like one of my longest disagreements that I had with Pincus was about using two eyes
the eyes,
with the
yeah.
sights, and he patiently explained it to me at least a half a dozen times over the course of like 3 years. And then finally it hit me, and I was like, "Oh, it's so stupid. How could I have not understood that before?" But it took 6 times to explain it to me for me to finally comprehend it. You know?
This is one of the most fantastic epiphanies I've had recently. The most fantastic epiphanies that I've had recently, I'm talking about within the last 5 years or so,
Mm-hmm.
is that nothing is really complex. The complex part is understanding how simple it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know that sounds weird and it sounds cheesy, but I just text this to one of my children. It's like it's we say shit that is so simple. It's like, oh, just do it, right? Like it just do this. Like and we say, well, it's easier said than done. Because we don't understand that it really is that simple
Mm-hmm.
until we figure out like what the fuck, I just needed to do it.
Yeah.
Like losing weight is fucking easy. You just literally have to eat less than the energy you fucking consume. Like you have to intake less calories than the energy you consume. Because if you consume more calories, then it's simple fucking thermodynamics.
Mm-hmm.
It gets stored as fat. And people are like, oh, it's so complex, I can't do it. No, it quite literally is. Eat fewer fucking calories than what you fucking use up. That is literally how you lose weight. That's it. Not exercise. You can be a fucking lazy fuck, but if you have 500 calories every fucking day and you use up 2,000, you're gonna fucking lose weight. No exercise. No exercise.
Yeah.
Exercise just helps you be strong. That's it.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to overcomplicate it, and obviously people take advantage of how stupid we are, and they try and sell you a fucking gimmick. They try and sell you a fucking gimmick. But it's super, like most everything is super simple.
Yeah, and if you've ever spent time in like a garage, not like a house garage, but like a mechanic's garage or on a work
This
site.
fucking guy, like
I know. I always close one eye in case an aerial flare goes off and destroys my night vision. That's how I navigate the Serengeti too. One eye closed, one eye open. You hang around job sites and stuff, and it's the old guy. You ask him how to do it, and he will give you a one-word answer. He's the expert.
he's the expert.
Right? He's the guy that's done this job for 30 years, and you know, and you ask him like, "How do I do this?" And he's like, just gives you a one-word, two-word answer, and you're like, "No way, it could be that simple." How do I do it? And it's just like he is giving you the answer,
Yeah,
but you are complicating it further. You can't understand the simplicity of it.
correct.
For some reason, you can't get because you don't have the experience, you don't have the background. You're flooding the zone with your own ideas and thoughts about it. You know,
Dude, just changing who I was, right, from a super angry human being, just because of my own traumas
from
and
a
all that
super
shit.
angry human being to just a super depressed human being.
Super depressed human being. um, trade one for the other. But the reality is that changing was just change.
Yeah.
Like just fucking change. Like, but how? Just fucking change. Like I don't know what else. Like I've had arguments with people who are like, well, how do I do it? I was like, just do it. Like an addict. I know it's easier said than done. I get it, but like it's just stop doing drugs. Like it's really that fucking simple. Like, but I can't. Like, no, you don't want to. That's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. Well,
Training is
you posted a video you posted a video a while ago, and the screen thumbnail that you used for the video was the only thing holding you back from becoming the person you want to be is the
oh no,
person.
I said that on oh yeah.
Yeah. Now I can't remember it. The person like the only barrier to you becoming the person that you want to be is the person who's too afraid or like now I can't remember it. Shoot.
Yeah.
It's a great quote, and I'm just completely ruining it. So, by the way, thank you to Joseph and to Abdul, I'm guessing, and then of course Tisha laughing. I think she's laughing at me saying that you're so much better as a depressed person than as an angry. But
now I want to find the
oh
fucking
yeah, is the version of you that's tired of being this way or something like that. And I think a lot of since you brought up addicts, I think a lot of addiction is just like you can't visualize your life without it. Like you are the one in the way, you know. Um, the whole NA program is not really that complex. You just have to figure out what your real motivation is and how to think about the problem in a new way. So Abdul's from Ghana. Holy shit! Welcome.
what up, Ghana?
Yeah. um,
Now I want to find that quote.
yeah.
The only person coming to save you is the version of yourself that's tired of your current situation.
Yeah. Exactly.
The only person coming to save you is the version of yourself that's tired of your current situation.
Yeah. You just learn to prioritize a new thing.
Yeah.
Something becomes more important than your bullshit. Um, and until that happens, like it's basic motivation. And I don't mean motivation like, oh, I'm motivated. I want to go work out. It's just basic human neuro motivation,
Yeah.
receptors in your brain and how they work. So we are running a little bit over.
Both
When
Isaac and I are old. We can't do 3-hour podcasts like we used to. I promise you, Isaac and I are both barely holding it in.
I can feel one of my kidneys tapping out.
there is now leakage. I bet you if you go to podcast,
We're not going
from
to designate which hole the leakage might be coming from.
I promise you, if you look at podcasts from like fucking 10, 15 years ago, it's crazy that we've been doing this shit so
Yeah.
long and we're not popular. We could fucking do 4 hours without a fucking problem. And
Yeah.
now after an hour and a half, I'm like, this shit is
Dude,
dribbling.
even Rogan, old Rogan podcasts, if you try to go to the bathroom, you're like, stop being a little bitch. Now
Yeah.
new Rogan is like, yeah, we got to go. Let's
We
all
could-
go.
fucking go.
We'll pause it. No big deal.
Fucking pause it.
So next week, I have a video of an instructor talking about why point shooting is bullshit. Now, point shooting, we have to be careful about the words here, but he
Right.
does a really good job demonstrating how little he understands about kinesthetic alignment and the results that can come from a poor understanding of a skill that you're trying to critique. So, podcast in a diaper. That's a great idea.
I'm not that committed. I'm pretty committed to the podcast, like to the point where I'm delusional about it. Or like I want to do this every day. But I'm not that committed. I'm not diaper committed.
Yeah, I'm not diaper committed.
Anyways, so this instructor.
And then also, if I think of it, if I can remember, got a video of a self-defense shooting that demonstrates a pretty important element of what the human body wants to do in a fight, and then training the body to respond intuitively in a fight, and the consequences of what can go wrong there. So there's a little tease. If you listen this far, it's a little tease for the next one.
So I'm so committed to this podcast that I got excited at your fucking Floridian slip
Freudian.
and I don't even think I'm using it correctly because you said next week.
Oh, next podcast.
Next podcast, yeah. He said next week, and my little heart was like, "Oh shit!"
Now, if my schedule was a little calmer, I would do this every week. But I'm a
So, fun fact.
slave.
Fun fact. Isaac has done it in a pop can, and he cut his dick. Did you cut it, or you were just fucking around?
Wait, what?
He's saying empty milk jug for peeing.
Oh.
Or you just got it everywhere.
Oh, I definitely pissed all over myself. I was trying to use a gas station soda cup. I mean, we had a huge opening, and the pissing all over myself happened.
Still didn't fit.
Yeah, when I tried to stop. So, I mean, I got piss everywhere. I can tell you right where I was. I was on I-25 on southbound lanes where the rest stop used to be in Larkspur, but is now no longer open.
Oh no, I thought there was one time during the podcast that you tried.
Oh shit, I don't remember that. I kind of remember that.
Either way, it's safer for
in the car.
Probably in the car podcasting as you were driving.
In my garage, because it was a quiet space in a house full of kids.
At this age, at this stage in our lives, I think it's easier if we just stop and get to a restroom and piss all over that.
Yeah. In 2 podcasts, so that's 4 weeks away, we're gonna have a special guest. We're gonna do the podcast. It sounds like on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk to Chris Knopf.
Canopy. Yeah, I may be fucking up his last name, but I think it's Canopy. I don't think it's Knopf.
Okay.
And Chris, he's a doctor, he's a PhD doctor, but he's in cardiology. Interesting enough, though, for Firearms Injury Prevention Initiative, he's kind of their ERPO expert. Their extreme risk protection order expert. He's not going to be on the podcast to debate. That's not what I asked him to do, but you guys are more than welcome to jump on and talk about ERPOs and I say what you will, say what you want to say, all that stuff, but I didn't bring him on to bash him. I think he's one of the humans who's genuine about, I just want to present the information. You do whatever you want with the information that we find. This is so I want humans to understand ERPOs a little bit more, and obviously from our perspective why they suck.
Yeah.
Chris, I don't think he's gonna be on to say why he supports them or doesn't support them. I want him to be on just to give information about ERPOs, and the numbers that he's got and the numbers that they've gotten, the statistics around him and the facts about the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Not whether or not he supports it. I think you and I could do a good job at saying why they fucking suck, and where we see the academics have kind of failed in pulling stats and all that shit. So, yeah, I think it'll be good time. Chris is a good dude. Yeah, so it'll be fun. Smart guy.
All right. Well, we have classes coming up on March 14th and 15th. We've got carbine on March 14th and handgun on March 15th. These are not concealed carry classes. These are defensive firearm classes. The handgun class is starting to fill up. Carbine class is still pretty open. So if you're interested, go check out gfenational.com and look for the defensive shooting classes. As always, donate, support the work that we do, that we're trying to do. With your cash money, your gold, your Bitcoin, your hose, whatever it is you want to donate. All the hose will go straight to Edgar.
To me, I will take the hose, especially now it's going to be legalized.
All the money goes straight to the kids. All the hose goes straight to Edgar.
All right. See you guys. Appreciate the comments. the one angry incorrect statement, all of that stuff. I appreciate it. Have a good
Yes,
one.
thank you. Thank you to everybody, and we will see you in next time.
See you on the flippity flip.
Peace.